Hi calculus students, we're in section 7.7, finding particular solutions using initial conditions and separation of variables. Here in this problem we have, what is the solution to the differential equation dy dx equals e to the x plus y with the initial condition y of 0 equals negative natural log of 4. Now, when we use separation of variables, it's very important that we end up writing somehow some function of x multiplied by some function of y. And that way we can separate then the function of y and function of x through multiplication or division. So that's our goal. We're going to have to make this first into a function of x times a function of y. And we can do that by saying e to the x plus y can be written as e to the x times e to the y. Because if you multiply like bases, you add exponents. Therefore, if you have an addition of exponents, you can write it as a multiple of like bases. So now we can actually separate this. We can take the dy and the dx and take our two little functions of x and y and separate. So we're going to get dy over e to the y is going to equal e to the x dx. And there's my separation of variable step. And then we're going to integrate both sides. Before we integrate the left-hand side, I'm going to probably write it as the integral of e to the negative y dy. All right. So when we integrate the left-hand side, it's just going to be a negative e to the negative y. And on the right-hand side, that's nice and simple. It's going to be e to the x plus c. And at this moment, I'm going to use my initial condition. And we have, when the x is 0, and then I get a negative natural log of 4 for my y value. So when I put e to the 0 in, e to the 0 on this side, I get 1 plus c. And on the left-hand side, when I put a negative natural log of 4 into the y, I get a positive natural log of 4 as an exponent, and e to the natural log of 4 is just 4. So I get negative 4 is equal to 1 plus c, or c is simply equal to negative 5. Okay, once we're at this stage, what's our next step? Well, we have negative e to the negative y is equal to e to the x minus 5. And now we have to just solve this for y. Okay, negate both sides. So we're going to say e to the, I guess we'll say e to the negative y is equal to, when I negate this side, I'm just going to change the order, 5 minus e to the x. And then I natural log both sides. When I natural log the left-hand side, I get just negative y. So I get negative y is equal to the natural log of 5 minus e to the x. And then we're almost done. We're going to negate both sides. And we get y is equal to, and we're going to erase that little negative. We have y is equal to negative natural log of 5 minus e to the x as my final answer.